Alright, so quick video today. We're going to do a 6-sided honeycomb, extremely popular. This is not going to be the full video, more or less just how to make the honeycomb or the 6-sided. So the important thing here is repeatable cuts. We want our table saw or miner saw set at a 30-degree angle. So whatever we're going to do, we're going to set it up so that we can keep repeating this angle. So I've set up my fence. Normally on rip cuts I'm going to use my fence, but I want to keep repeating this over and over and over. So I'm going to put my fence up so I can push this all the way against as I'm going through, grab the next piece. So I'm going to show you how to do it and little tips on how to put it together, and we'll do a whole nother video on paint, finish, and setting a couple of these boxes together. Alright, so one of the really important things about this, easy things about this, first, make sure your fence is exactly the right distance all the way across. One thing I don't like about my saw is I've got to adjust both sides. So if you have that, you want to make sure as close as you can that this is the exact same length from this part of your table saw to this part of your table saw, where you're going to have good straight cuts. I've already started a couple of these, so I'm going to set my fence up. But the easy part about this, if you get whatever you're going to go with, this one I've already done, and it's about 7.5 inches. Whatever size you want, just keep repeating that cut. It's going to work. You want to do 6 inches, 12 inches, whatever type of size of wood, as long as it's the exact same, this is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and set mine up because I've already made one honeycomb. So I want to walk through this. I'll zoom in a little bit what I'm looking at to do so you can kind of see. Alright, so let's set that up. Alright, so we're going to set this up. So I'm going to put this right at my blade. I'm going to push right here so the gap is gone. I know this one is good. Now that we're in the middle, I want to make sure this entire fence is the exact. So I'm going to take the tape measure and I'll get in here. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle because I know it's right, and I don't know how well this is going to come in on the camera. I think I see a shadow, but I'm trying. So it looks like we're right at about a 13. And this needs to come just a tad in. Okay. The same thing here. Need to go out a little bit. Wish I had 2 hands. Alright, so, and then I'll clamp it down and I should be able to make repeatable cuts. Well, I wasn't going to use this angle, but with that flag there, I have to use that shot. What a cool shot. Alright, so, now we're just going to do some of these repetitive cuts. Make sure saw is good. So every time we cut it, we're going to flip it. So the first piece is not cut, or this angle, so I will have to come back and cut this. But I'm going to cut the first one. So key is going to be, if we get this all the way flush every single time here, we're going to make the right cuts. Keep watching. Keep your hands away from the blade, but you got to keep it tied up against that fence. Perfect repeatable cuts, and this is going to work. Let me set this back up. Get the vacuum on. Get that angle back because I liked it too much. A little higher. Look at that. Look at Old Glory. All right. You'll see that stupid mistake. Blade wasn't high enough. I know better. Check the... feel dumb. Alright, let's do this again. That is what you're looking for. Alright, keep cutting. Just flip the wood. Breathe in. Tight here. Be really tight. Alright, so we've cut 2 of these. These should be pretty good. I mean, you'll notice, got a little bit of chip out. We'll be able to sand these later. I'm not too worried about that. You can clean them off as you go. But what we're basically wanting is them to line up there pretty smooth. Man, the more I do this, better I think I'm getting at it. Cool. So that's what we're in. Now we need a total of 6 of them. So remember, after every cut, flip it. Flip it. You want the shorter end always up against the fence. Alright. So make sure you're tight here, turn everything on. Alright, so next step, and I would definitely have every piece you're going to use cut. It's going to make this a whole lot easier, so you don't have to keep setting your table saw up. Alright, we're going to flip these up. Line them up, and if you want us to sand them, make them tighter, feel free. We want to get these lined up. And you know what I have been doing with these is just line up all 6, because it takes 6 to make it. Look at each one, look at the edges, make sure you know, if they need to, no big deal. Alright, get these, make sure one of them's not crazy out of line. We're not looking for perfect perfection, but they look pretty good. Alright, so you're going to take some painter's tape. It has a little bit of stickiness to it. Each one, each seam, you're going to put some. Put more if you want. Alright, so you get all 3 pieces. Next, we're going to even join these. So I got a seam here. Seal that up. And try to move the camera a little bit so you can see a little more. And we will line that up. Get tape on that. Tape there. So if we were to flip this over next, and if they fall, if the tape comes apart, they come apart. Line it right back up. Until you have that. Now, we got to glue these somehow. So you'll want to put glue both ends, and then as we close them up, probably are not going to close good there. It's starting to get too much weight, but if we do it this way, put that last little bit. There you have it. That's the first one. Up, I'm gonna run one piece of tape across the whole thing. All right, after we do that, it's going to be flip over, make sure everything is good, and we're going to go ahead and glue it up. All right, so I'm just going to use some Type Bond. I had some Type Bond 3 available. Definitely don't need Type Bond 3, but all right, so I'm going to put a little glue on each side. I'll come back with a paintbrush or a glue brush. What do y'all think of glue brushes? I haven't decided yet. I like the concept of them. Sometimes that finger just works just as good. But do your best. Get this both sides as much as possible. Probably actually did not put enough in here. I'm having a hard time getting the tops, but we're going with it. All right. All right, so let's get these together. I'm gonna put them up on their side. For me, I think it's gonna work out better. Of course, we'll have one more to glue up, which is this side. We'll have to put some tape on that one. Tape it up. You know, if you had a strap clamp, probably make it a little tighter, but pretty happy with just the tape. We can sand these down. I'll show it to you when I'm done. And they're not gonna be perfect, but I think they're pretty good. I'm happy with it. You can see some of them are good, but that'll sand out. It's pretty good. I'm gonna wipe out some of this glue, but that's the first one done. All right, so made two of them real quick. I gotta make a couple more, but for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to do the basic build, and you know, I'll go in and clean up some of these, but I'm real happy with the way they turned out. Ultimately, I will be joining these together to make a couple, to make something to hang on the wall, but I'm real pleased with the way these came out. Cool. So pay attention, or next time we'll be doing the full video of this with paint and finish and everything. And I'm recording this on a Sunday, and I definitely had to point out good old state of Wisconsin and the win of the Packers. Bring you over to the wall. A nice Packer win today. So go Pack, go.